Hi, I'm Robert Koschel from KSM Wealth, and I'm passionate about creating financial freedom and an abundant life for my clients. I do this by preparing a statement of advice for my clients. Now, a statement of advice is basically a three-step process. The first process is having an initial meeting with my clients and seeing whether we get on, seeing whether there's any personal ground, and getting to know you and seeing whether we can work together. After that initial meeting, I will send you an invitation or a welcome letter from KSM Wealth and invite you to have a statement of advice prepared. If you decide to proceed with that, we then move to a 2-hour interview where we will go through a detailed fact find and needs analysis. That 2-hour interview includes getting to know you and your family situation, talking about your income and your expenses of living, so we do a budget, looking importantly about your goals. What are your goals now? What are your goals in 12 months' time, 5 years' time, and right out until the point of time where you're retired. After we gather that information, we then move on to an analysis of your assets and liabilities. This would include if you had various assets like property, shares, cash, fixed interest, other types of investments. We'll look at each one of those assets and liabilities and we'll make a comment on them. For instance, if you have a house and you have a mortgage, we'll be looking at what type of mortgage do you have, what type of interest rate are you paying, is it a fixed loan, is it a principal and interest loan. If you have shares, we'll analyse the share portfolio. If you have superannuation, we'll look at the type of superannuation that you have. If you have an industry fund, a retail fund, should you consider a self-managed superannuation fund? Or do you have a self-managed superannuation fund? We take the information about your assets and liabilities, and then we also do a risk analysis of you. So we'll look at how you feel about risk and return on investment. After we gather that information, we will then be able to prepare a detailed statement of advice which is like a blueprint for your future. Now, the reason that you should consider using KSM is because we're objective, we're strategic and we're independent. We're not linked to any one particular finance company or insurance company. We don't offer any particular product. We're not paid to recommend any particular product. In fact, at KSM Group, the KSM Group comes from a background of chartered accounting. So I'm actually an accountant. I'm also a self-managed super fund specialist, and I'm a licensed financial advisor. And it's the combination of those skills and the education and the skills combined that allows us to prepare a statement of advice that is of a much better quality, I believe, than a bank financial planner or just a standalone financial planner or financial planning firm. I believe that our superannuation expertise is second to none, and we are a member of the Superannuation Professionals Association of Australia, which if you get on the internet and actually have a look, you'll find that that's Australia's predominantly highest rated self-managed super fund professionals. So after we gather that information and prepare that statement of advice for you, we then present that statement of advice to you, and that takes another couple of hours. After we've done that, we then will give you time to ask any questions that you want to ask, and if you want to implement that advice, you then go into our care program, where we don't forget about you once you become a client. you actually are engaged either monthly or quarterly or annually to review any changes that have been made in your whole situation, in your whole family situation, or your whole financial situation.